Happy Friday.
What's up, folks? Happy Friday.
Danny Boy, Bill Corpus Crispy with you and always with you. We appreciate you, love you, thank you for joining us. SIP, SIN 497, we are sponsors always by the Dugout in Millwood. Three to the big 500.
Let's do it, baby. Three more to go.
Mm-hmm. It's a very exciting occasion, I'll tell you that much. Yeah.
Yes, 500 episodes. Can you believe it?
Yeah, man. Wild stuff.
We got a lot to, yeah, we got a lot to talk about today, folks, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
We got
Baseball.
baseball is back.
Isn't it awesome to have baseball back in our lives?
Yes, it is.
Now, I know we had the World Baseball Classic, and the World Baseball Classic was phenomenal. But this is MLB, bro. Like nothing beats Major League Baseball opening day. Solid stuff.
Love me some opening day.
Yeah, man.
Love me some opening day.
We'll review some of the scores and we'll also talk a little Yankees as well. Yankees, where they were the MLB opener with the Giants on Wednesday night. It was the stupid ass Netflix game, which I,
Oh, I have thoughts on that.
yeah, and Bill and I will talk about that in a second.
Oh, I have some thoughts on that, people. And if you watched Mixed Bag last night, you got a little snippet of my thoughts. Now you're going to get the full version of this rant.
Yep,
The full ass version, bro.
yep.
I can't wait.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm sorry. Let's get to some opening day scores before yeah. Also got some March Madness to talk about.
Yep. Sweet 16 continues tonight. We had some Sweet 16 action on Thursday as well. Um, and then, of course, Saturday and Sunday, the Elite Eight, Saturday and Sunday. Uh,
Happy birthday, Sweet 16. Neil Sedaka, rest in peace. But anyway, so let's jump in, shall we?
yes. Of course, we have to talk about the Metsies too, because, Mark Halpern and Mike Rifkin exist. Um,
They do? I thought they were just figments of our imagination. Let
Unreal how the New York Mets scored 5 runs in the first inning off of Paul Skeens, knocked him out after two-thirds of an inning, Bill. Wild stuff. O'Neal Cruz mishandling two fly balls, one that goes way over his head. He moved in when he should have moved back. And then, of course, the other one where he lost it in the sun. You have to keep in mind, Bill, O'Neal Cruz is a converted infielder to center fielder. So, of course, he's going to have a lot of trouble playing a position he's never played before. But the Mets scored 5 runs en route to an 11-7 victory over the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Oh, totally. Yeah. And guess what we could say for the Mets? We could say this for Mark Halpern and Mike Rifkin. They actually won a game. They actually won a game.
Totally, man. Not the best start out of Freddie Peralta, but he gets the win. A win's a win no matter what. Like,
And you smoked up probably the best pitcher in baseball.
yeah,
So, you know, tip
yeah.
of the hat to the
And,
Mets.
and it was shocking watching that too, because, you know, look, not to say that we love Paul Skeens, all of us do. But what was so shocking about that was the fact that, he didn't necessarily have his best pitches like to go to. It was as if the Mets really took their time on their at bats. He was flustered that entire inning. I mean, his last pitch was a hit by pitch. Like it was so bad, dude. And then of course the mishaps on defense, that doesn't help. Of course, Brett Beatty with the absolutely daunting bases clearing triple. Like I said, that went over O'Neal Cruz's head. That basically sealed the game. I know the Pirates they kind of trickled the deficit a couple of times, but the game was over. The Mets were going to win that game. Kudos to them. Like they did a real nice job. If you can get to the bullpen without even closing out the first inning, that's always a good day. Like if you're the opposing team.
Oh, absolutely. So anyway, yeah, so the Mets take opening day, and speaking of the Mets,
Mhm.
bro, did you see the national anthem yesterday?
I did not. I was dealing with a coworker. She was leaving. But yeah, I didn't get to see any of that stuff. But
Uh,
go ahead.
es- Especially, I didn't. I This is my first time watching this, but I heard about it all day yesterday. Christopher Jackson, he is the
Mhm.
star. He is a star of Hamilton on Broadway.
Right? Of
He was asked to sing the national anthem. He sang the national anthem yesterday, and he botched it.
course it did.
Dude, are you ready for one of my favorite pastimes besides baseball? And you know what that is?
Mhm.
Would you like to know what that is?
National
Making
anthem.
fun of bad national anthem
Mhm.
performances.
Yep. And of course, if you listen back to top fives past, probably of last year, you would see that we made fun of quite a bit. So it was a treat, man.
All right, we're gonna play this right now, and this is the first time I'm watching it, so I'm going in blind here. So, would you put this on the list? Are you ready?
Let's see, buddy.
All right, here we go.
What so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars
So far.
through the perilous fight. What so
Oh
proudly
You forgot the
no!
words.
were so gallantly streamed.
Watch it
No!
again.
At the twilight's last
Watch it again.
whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. What's so proud
Oh no! Poor guy.
So, Reggie, but by the way, credits to New York Post Sports for that one. But, bro,
Um,
Reggie, my man, what do you think? Would you put that on the top five?
um, top 10 for sure. Top five, I think I stand by my top five.
People, just get the freaking words right. That's all we ask. Like, it's like the guy can sing. He's in Hamilton, so you know the guy can sing.
Right.
So Reggie, you know the guy can sing. He's in Hamilton, so you know he can sing.
Yeah. And he sang very well actually.
Yeah, he's got a
So
nice voice. It's like, but I feel like the voice doesn't matter if you can't get it right.
yeah,
Okay, you know what? Quick question before we get into the other scores.
yeah.
What's worse? And people, I'm gonna let you, anyone watching live, I want to. What's worse? A national anthem singer who has a good voice but gets the words wrong, or a national anthem singer whose voice isn't that great and is pitchy, but at least they get the words right? Which one's better? Which one's worse? Again, let me say that again. A national anthem singer, good voice, on pitch, on key, but can't get the words right, or a national anthem singer who's pitchy, but at least they get the words right. What's worse?
Oh, the former, rather than not the latter. Latter, they got the words right. The former, like you can't mess up the words of the national anthem. You can't.
Or
You-
like our good friend Greg. What was it? Grant Charles, "We're so gallantly there." We had a nice voice, but
Yeah.
oh my God.
Obviously, coming from Broadway and doing all that, he's probably nervous. So, I mean, that
Dude,
was,
you sing for thousands of people every night.
yeah,
This should literally be a walk in the park.
yeah. Sorry, and look, I know people argue the national anthem's hard. No, it's not.
Listen, neither of us are vocal coaches or
Right,
music
right.
professionals, so we can't really speak to the matter.
Yeah. But I will
But
give him credit. Singing to thousands of Mets fans, I would never be able to do that. So, you know, there's that.
yeah, but it's kind of like yeah, but it's kind of like, remember when Christina Aguilera botched it?
Yep.
And then and I said this on the when we did the top five worst national anthem. A couple weeks later, Josh Groban sang it at the NBA All-Star game, and he knocked it out of the park. And I think why that performance was so good, because at that point, dude, the bar was so low. No, his performance was amazing, but still, the bar was so low. Listen, we don't care if you sound like Josh Groban, you sound like a 12-year-old boy going through puberty. Just get the damn words right. And that's it
Um,
here. Like, just get the damn words right. Yeah, so yeah, Chris
uh,
Jackson bossing the anthem yesterday at City Field.
yeah. In any case, look, we wish him all the best and his rest of his
I
life.
don't think he'll be invited back anytime soon. Do you think? No, no, no. Let's not give Hal Steinberg any ideas. No, no, Hal, you do not invite him to come next Friday. No. That's where we draw the line.
Yep. Shout out to Carson Bange. Um, Mets rookie just got called up to the major leagues and hits his first major league home run for the Mets. So congratulations to him. He and Francisco Alvarez with home runs on the day for New York. Uh, yeah, Juan Soto, our best friend, goes 2 for 4
Yeah,
with
and
him.
also a shout out we forgot to give a week or so ago. A shout out to Howie Rosen, his last opening day.
Yeah, I mean, how about that? Like, what a career, man. Like he obviously is the New York sports icon, both on television and radio. And, look, he was the broadcaster for all of my opposing teams. But, like still it was a joy to listen to his voice on, you know, sporting events and calls and all that stuff. It was awesome. So congratulations to him, the legendary Howie Rose. Even though I wasn't alive at the time, it's always great to have that iconic Matteau call in the Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals, Rangers Devils. Matteau scoring a winning goal. He goes, Matteau, Matteau, Matteau.
Matto! Matto!
Yeah. So, of course, all the Ranger fans love that call. So, yeah. So congratulations, Howie. And then, of course, the lifelong Mets radio guy that he was. I think near 40 years of calling Met games, which is just crazy to think about. You know?
Yes.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, so Mets win their opening day 11-7 against the
Yep.
Pirates.
hmm
The
Easy day.
Milwaukee.
Go ahead, Bill. As I cut you off. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. I cut you off.
You get the next couple. We were literally just about to say the same game. Brewers
Milwaukee Brewers beat the Chicago
cruising,
White Sox 14-2.
cruising to a victory. It was easy. 14-2.
Want to throw my windows down and cruise.
Yeah, Mizorowski was again untouchable. Like settled in after giving up that early home run and fabulous all day.
Apache's Washington Nationals beating the Chicago Cubs from 10-4.
Giving the DC folk all the happiness in the world. The Chicago Cubs losing to the Nationals. Crazy stuff.
Well,
Yes.
Chicago was not a happy place yesterday.
No. but DC is. So at least I get to go to work with some happy folk. You know, opening day is a very touchy subject around here. You know,
Well, with the White Sox, I don't think a certain person, a certain fan of theirs, could even help them with how bad they are.
well, he tried. He tried with an
Okay,
early home run.
the Orioles beating the Twins 2-1.
Yeah, the Orioles didn't score till like the seventh inning. It was like a sacrifice fly. But no, win's a win. There's no style points. O's go 1-0. And yeah, it's a great day being an O's fan. Rogers was exceptional on the mound. So, and of course, our old friend, or sorry, not our old friend, but Rifkin and Mark's old friend, Ryan Helsley, gets his first save of the season. Boston Red Sox over the Cincinnati Reds 3-0. Boo.
Boo,
We don't like
hiss.
Garrett. We don't want Garrett Crochet to have a masterpiece of a performance and get a win. No, that's terrible.
We
You know,
want you to be miserable.
no, six innings and eight strikeouts. No, we hate that. We hate that for Garrett Crochet.
Okay. Next, the Angels beating the Astros 3-0. We will give applause for that one.
Yeah. How about Mike Trout? Opening day home run. We love a Mike Trout home run.
We love a Mike Trout opening day home run. But you know what the sad thing about Mike Trout is? I don't think he'll ever win a ring. Sorry.
I will never say never. Taking a page out of Bill Corpus Christi's book, just repeating a song following a word. So
The Tigers beat the Padres 8-2.
easy win. Tarek Skubal gets his first of the year. Great stuff for Detroit. Our old friend Gleyber Torres 1 for 4.
So it wasn't exactly Labor Day yesterday, was it?
No, but still.
Okay, the Phillies beating the Rangers 5-3.
Yeah, good job by the Phillies. Um, think we did have a Schwarber. Schwarber hit a home run, and so did Alec Bone. So there was good job by Phillies. Um, all day long scoring 5 runs. Christopher Sanchez getting his first win of the season. 10 strikeouts.
Cardinals beating the Rays 9-7.
Yeah, this was a comeback victory for the Cardinals. Um, they were down a lot to a little. It was like 7-1 or whatever it was. And then they score 8 runs in the sixth inning to take the lead. They took the lead off, I believe it was a Burleson home run, Alec Burleson home run. If I'm pronouncing that wrong, please forgive me. But he hit a home run in that sixth inning to cap off a wild comeback. I mean, it started with walks and base hits and all that stuff. Great rally by St. Louis to take the lead, and then of course they never surrendered. Uh, they that lead again. So 7-9 final score. Uh yeah, good job with the Cards. 1-0. All right.
Okay.
Nightcap, we have the Diamondbacks losing to the LA Dodgers.
The defending world champion LA Dodgers.
Well, I mean, whatever. Well, whatever it is. Um, Smith and Paez hit home runs. Perdomo had a home run for the Diamondbacks. Um, Shohei was 1 for 3 with a walk. Again, 3 RBI by Will Smith, the catcher. Yamamoto goes 6 innings. He gives up 2 earned runs, um, and 6 strikeouts. So he was actually pretty good on the night as well. Zach Gallen gets his first loss of the season. And then, of course, the
Okay.
Guardians and Mariners 6-4 final score in favor of Cleveland. And that was your Thursday scoreboard.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, I love me some opening day, man. Don't you?
Yeah, it was wild. We loved every bit of it. And we also loved every bit of the fact that the night prior to that,
And the New York Yankees
hmm can't forget about them, baby.
have defeated the San Francisco Giants 7-0. But it was okay. I don't want to say a sloppy one because it was a blowout, but there were some. Okay, free pitch a good game. 2 hits in 6 1/3 inning of shutouts, joining Catfish Hunter, Ron Guidry, Rick Rodin, and David Cohn. And this was the first time the Yankees won a shutout home opener on the road since 1967. So Austin Wells 2-run single with Ryan with yeah, 2-run single with Austin Wells. And hold on, just pulling up the other stuff here, folks. Okay, and beat and McMahon single into center. Grisham 2-run triple. Stanton, you're finally useful for something. RBI single for Giancarlo Stanton. So anyway, dude, unfortunately, our beloved captain,
Right.
Aaron Judge went 0 for 4 or for 5.
Yeah. By the way, I was muted. I'm so sorry. It was a good day. Austin Wells didn't have an RBI, but he did go 2 for 3, which is nice. Obviously cool to watch McMahon driving some runs too. He had 2 RBI in the night. Grisham 2 RBI in the night. You mentioned that triple. Um, and of course, like I said, Giancarlo Stanton, he's always been productive for the Yankees. Going 2 for 4. So great stuff. Aaron Judge going 0 for 4 doesn't bother me. Sorry, 0 for 5. He had 4 strikeouts. That doesn't bother me because Aaron Judge has struggled out the gate before to start a season. So as long as he picks it up later on in the season, I'll be fine. Like I can live with it. I can live with his early struggles. I don't know how you feel, but I can live with his early struggles.
Now, I can live with it. Just people are just giving me an absolute a ragging on me because I actually had told you Judge was my number 1 pick.
Right. But well, why? It's a good pick though. Aaron Judge is one of the best players, if not the best player in baseball.
Everyone's ragging on me because you should have picked Otani. You should have picked Otani.
Well, Ohtani didn't have a great. He was 1 for 3. He didn't do anything. He didn't drive in any runs. What are we
And
talking about? We're talking about the first game of 162 here.
we got 161 of these more to go, people.
Jeez. Got plenty of time, bro.
But
Um,
anyway,
but
so
a 5-run second inning, Bill, made me go crazy in that win. Max Fried did get himself into a bit of a jam early on, then settled in nicely. Like he said, he had 4 strikeouts, um, no earned runs, and going to go 6 1/3. That was absolutely amazing to watch.
okay, now we got a bone to pick with Netflix right now, don't we?
Well, yeah. I mean, I took a glance at it.
You what?
The broadcast didn't look good.
It didn't look good, and you know what was? I think this was probably just my own connection, but it just kept stopping and starting again, stopping and starting again
Right.
until and I was like so behind. I remember I was watching via FaceTime with our good friend John Haraska. Johnny, shout out to you, good buddy. Y'all remember our good friend John Haraska. But
Yeah, come
anyway,
come back to Bombers Banter.
please, you know what? Yes, Reggie's right, Johnny. Come on back to Bombers Banter. We would love to have you, wouldn't we, Reg?
Sure. Yeah.
We would love to have John. We would love to have John back. But anyway. But dude, I'm watching it with him. So we in the sixth or the seventh right now because it just kept starting, going back. And my and John goes, Bill, we're in the ninth. I'm like, what the? Because you know what? Okay, because I had to restart that damn thing at least 5 or 6 freaking times.
Yeah. See, I was lucky where I was just on Netflix and Netflix didn't crash out on me. You
God,
know,
I
I
sound
don't
like
know
such a
why,
boomer
but
right now,
I
dude.
don't know why, but Netflix didn't crash on me. So I was actually one of the lucky ones because I've heard some horror stories.
Really, what else have you heard?
Well, I've heard that people couldn't even get into the game because of the traffic. Of course, what traffic was there? I mean, it's Yankees and Giants. Like, no, it's not. I mean, yes, it's an old-time rivalry, but for casual baseball viewer, no one cares. So, but yeah, go ahead, continue.
But I had to restart the thing 5 or 6 times, and they kept bringing me back to the beginning. Dude, I sound like such a fucking boomer right now, don't I?
No, you're not the only one to have issue with the game. My biggest issue with the game was that they tried to show off more of the aesthetics of the broadcast. And I'm just like, I'm just here to watch baseball, bro. Like, this is what broadcasters have to understand about baseball. The fans just want to watch the game. They don't care for the Jameis Winston um on the side of the field doing this nonsense. They don't care about the what's going on in the McCovey Cove and all that stuff. They don't care about that stuff. It's fun, it's entertaining. Yes, it's a draw, but the real baseball fan just wants to watch the game. And can you stop taking off the damn score bug? Like, bro, you said you were confused as to what inning you were in because you thought they were in like the sixth or seventh when they were in the ninth inning. You know, I didn't even know what the fucking count was half the time.
I know. I could barely see it. Dude,
You
I couldn't
know?
see it. So,
I think
Netflix.
they had a Jazz interview. They did not score the scoreboard once during that. It was so terrible.
This is my grade. And big fat F.
Yeah. Um, so
Like, come on. Can we stop doing this, please?
yeah. Don't try to reinvent the wheel for baseball, bro. Like, by the way, I apologize if I'm sneezing and all that stuff on the air. I
Allergy
am
season.
allergy season, baby. Okay, can't get enough there, right?
Trust me, I know the feeling when you have, because I
Mhm.
usually
Yeah.
get really bad allergies.
Mhm.
So, anyway, can we stop this, please?
Yeah. Um,
Can we stop this,
yeah.
please?
But the positive was Netflix didn't crash out on me, so that's great.
Yeah, it kept crashing out on me. So, you were the semi lucky one there, my man.
Exactly. Oh, and by the way, Caballero with an RBI base knock. We love Caballero. Can we
Yes.
can we please keep him as the damn shortstop? I mean, his defensive play is great. He has the attitude to win. Look, Volpe, it was a nice start to his career. We didn't expect him to hit a lot of home runs early on in his career. He has since transitioned to that type of hitter. He can't field properly. Like, I feel bad, but Caballero just has it, bro. He has the attitude of a New York athlete that wants to win. So utilize that and figure out what you want to do with Anthony Volpe because he cannot
But
play.
he's the
He
next
cannot be
Derek
done.
Jeter.
He cannot. Should I regret making that statement? Because I was part of those people that made that statement too. You know.
Yes, and we will please submit your apology form to Eat Crow Street and Humble Pie Drive. So yeah, on 238 Told You So Avenue.
Hmm.
But anyway, no, like yeah, let's keep Caballero. Whatever happens to Volpe happens to Volpe.
Yeah, and of course we also have Ahmed Rosario who can come off the bench, do his thing. He can play infield, he can play outfield. Um, so we have our guys. We have Jazz. We have our middle infielders. Like I said, Rosario, Caballero, um, McMahon, Ben Rice at first base. Love to see him get the start at first base, and he needs to stay the starter. Um, good job by the bullpen. No issues with them. Obviously it's one game, but whatever. Um, and Yankees getting to Logan Webb, which is not easy. Like it's not. It was not. He's not an easy pitcher at all. So good stuff by the Yankees. Shutting down the Giants. Giants were no shows. No shows. Not even Devers, which is great. All right.
So there were no shows.
Baseball's back.
Baseball is back, and it's we're back and yeah. So baseball is back, folks.
Yep.
And
And,
can we stop having games on Netflix?
well, the Home Run Derby's gonna be on Netflix, so
Of course it is, because they hate us.
mhm. Expect to see more of these Netflix games, obviously. And then, of
And
course,
me ranting about how much it fucking sucks.
yeah, and it's all the streaming services. It's Peacock, it's Apple TV, all that stuff. So,
And
of course,
Congressman Ryan, I'm waiting for you to come on so we can talk about this.
yeah,
You know what? You know what I'm gonna do? And Reg, you're gonna be a part of this. When we're
sure,
done here, I'm gonna call him myself, and you're gonna be on here and witness this.
sure.
And I'm gonna so you can testify that I did it.
Mhm. God.
Yeah, so this is Reggie's Friday, folks. Watching me get on the phone with a congressman and probably beg him to come on. That's his Friday, folks. Whenever you're however your day looks, remember, you could be Reg having to watch me make a phone call. So, or worse, you could be the Ravens guy, Nate, the one who remember we talked about the guy who shaved his head.
Terrible.
So you could be Nate. You Reg, looking at it this way, you could be Nate. We're
All
already
right.
partially bald anyway, so
All right. So am I. I mean, not obviously still have full of hair, but if you see here, like it's nasty. It's pretty nasty there. You know?
so
Um,
moving right along.
Move along. More baseball coverage. Go to Batter Up Sundays, right around 10 o'clock ish. We start there. For the most part, it's me, the old ops guy, and then our fearless leader, Mr. Mike Rifkin. But sometimes I don't make it, so I apologize ahead of time if I don't make it to any of these shows. You know, but all right, Bill, continue.
All right. Now it's time for some March mad little March Madness action here, bro.
Yeah, man. I didn't, to be quite honest with you, I was focused on working because I have a job. So I took glances at these games. I didn't really watch them, but I took glances at the
Okay. We got so yesterday Purdue beat Texas 79-77 in a nail biter.
games. That was a massive, massive nail biter. But good on Purdue to hold off an upset.
Yeah, Iowa beating Nebraska 77-71.
Yep.
Illinois beating Houston 65-55. And Arizona, thank you, Arizona, beating
Mhm.
Arkansas 109-88 because I got Arizona going all the way.
Absolutely clobbering the 4 seed, the Arkansas Razorbacks. Um, 21 points there, total point margin. Crazy. Good stuff by Arizona. Arizona clearly like is a team to beat. They are taking no prisoners. You know, like they don't give a shit.
And tonight, oh, the game we're all looking forward to. St. John and Duke.
Yeah, this is actually the portion of the Sweet 16 that everyone's looking forward to. They're in Washington, D.C., St. John's. They'll be facing Duke, like you said. They're the early game, um, while the late game is Michigan State, UConn. Um, of course, Duke, another one of those heavily favored Final Four teams. So can the Johnny shock the world again? And
Oh, I hope so
go to
because
the
in
Elite
the
Eight?
bracket I'm in like third or fourth place, and the two guys ahead of me all have Duke. So please, please, let's go, St. John's. Knock off Duke. Make their lives miserable, please.
See, I didn't do a bracket this year, and the more I go through this tournament, the happier I feel that I did not get to do a bracket this year. It was awesome. Um,
Yeah, but no, let's go St. John's tonight, please. Please.
yeah.
America is rooting for you, Rick Pitino. America is rooting for you. Because what happens when Duke loses? What happens, Reggie?
America wins.
Um, when Duke loses, folks, America wins.
Yeah.
Um, so anyway, and we're on Team America.
Yes.
Alabama
Yeah, go ahead. Say Alabama.
and Michigan tonight, 7:35.
Let's go Michigan.
Let's go Michigan.
Yeah. They're another
Because
one.
I hate the SEC.
That too. Uh,
But
they're
also
the
because Reggie likes Michigan, so that's for you, pal.
exactly. They're the early game in Chicago, and then the late game is Tennessee, Iowa State, at 10:10. 10
So
a 10:10 start in Chicago is fucking crazy. Like, I'm
so
sorry. Like, I know over there it's like 9 o'clock, but it's just like, why should an East Coaster have to stay up till 10 o'clock at night to watch a game begin for college basketball? Like that's just straight up silly.
well, they're probably all thinking, okay, it's Friday. A lot of people have, people don't work tomorrow, so they're probably up watching the game.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter. Like, like
But
I don't.
there might be some people who are like, hey, I just had to work an 8-hour shift. I'm tired. I want to go to bed. I don't want to stay up till God knows when to watch this.
Well, that and also like, no one cares. Not that no one cares. It is March Madness. People are gonna watch it. But it's just like, dude, like it's a lot, to have to stay up to watch. This is like West Coast level. The West Coast games where the East Coast plays the West Coast at West Coast venue. They have to stay up basically all night,
All
to the
night
overnight
long.
to watch these games. It's terrible. Like no one wants to stay up late to watch these games. Um, Only the true fans will do it. Like I don't even stay up to watch Yankee West Coast games because I just don't care.
Yeah, I hate how they're starting the season on the West Coast, by the way.
Yeah, terrible, terrible job by MLB.
Yeah, we don't like, yeah, Rob Manfred, we still don't like you.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, did you see his interview with, did you see his interview with, during the Netflix game? Like, ugh, I do not like this guy. Yeah, but anyway, yeah, I was flipping with the March Madness game, but also people had more important things to look at. The iHeart Music Awards. Because we finally saw it last night, Reggie boy. We saw Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift go to an award show together.
A T Swizzle, T Kelsey deal.
Yeah, what should we get? We got to, how there's like Bradgelina and Benifer. Yeah, yeah, shows you guys how old I am. Because Bradgelina and Benifer are no longer together. But
Trailer, trailer.
trailer.
The- yeah,
Swalfie. No, that doesn't
no,
sound right.
trailer's better.
Trailer. Okay. By the power invested in me in the state of New York, which is very little to none, I now
Trailer.
pronounce them trailer.
Yeah.
But no, it's like, but it's like, yeah. So we finally got to see them emerge as a couple last night at an award show because since the NFL playoffs, since the Chiefs are always in the playoffs, we don't see Kelsey at the Grammys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, also, congratulations to Taylor. Swept 7 wins last night.
No one's shocked by that, by the way.
Yeah, no, and because I'm about to say so. I'm about to make a controversial statement.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Life of a Showgirl was really that great of an album. I've listened to a few. I feel like the first few songs they all sound the same.
I mean, it's just another, it's part of award season. Just another one of those awards that, if you can't win a
Okay, I did
Grammy,
like
like,
Fate of Ophelia kind of grew on me.
yeah, like, if you can't win a Grammy, you'll at least win an iHeart Radio Music Award,
Which means nothing.
Exactly.
It means nothing.
Maybe Ariana Grande was right. Back in the day, she was like, I don't need no Grammy. Because she boycotted the Grammys because she couldn't. She didn't like the fact that her performance was going to be produced, and she was going to be told what to do. So she boycotted the Grammys, and she's like, I don't need no Grammy. I do music for me. She's probably right. So
The iHeart Music Awards for music is
yeah.
what the Golden Globes is to movie and television.
Oh, that is a tough one. Golden Globes is big though. I mean,
It's useless.
I mean, that's a tough one. That's a tough comparison.
If my friend slash award expert, Dr. Matt Hemsley, was here, I think he'd agree with me. But anyway, not the Oscars are useless anyway. But anyway, you know what? Speaking of Dr. Hemsley, before we get to our top five, my good friend Matt Hemsley. Okay, he's not a doctor. It's a joke we say on Super Review Show, but my good friend Matt Hemsley, shout out to him. He sent me a very interesting article this morning,
Okay.
and something we've kind of talked about before because my friend Matt, he's a big political guy. He actually sent me this article about young men, sports fans, and their political views, which I found interesting. But also it listed partisan registration of athletes by sports leagues.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna run this through real quick because I just found this very interesting. Shout out to Matt. Um, Partisan registration, the most liberal is the WNBA
No shocker there.
with
Not shocking at all.
67.5%,
Yeah.
30.2% independent, and pretty much no Republicans.
Yeah.
Coming in at the second most liberal, NBA with 42.9%
Mhm.
of their athletes are registered Democrats.
Mhm.
45.9% are independent, and 10.0% are registered Republicans.
Mhm.
No shock there. 30 NFL, 34.3% Democrat, 44.3% independent, 20.2% Republicans. NHL, 5.6% Republican, 48.6% independent, 43.9% Republican.
Yeah. There are no Democrats in the NHL.
Major League Baseball, the most conservative, with 7.8% athletes are Democrats, 36.4% are independents, and 53.7% are Republicans. Like,
Yeah.
are you shocked by that?
This list, I'm not shocked at. I'm also not shocked that in the NFL and in the NBA, that the vast majority of the athletes are independent. Independent, excuse me.
Well, I could see with NBA them leaning more towards the left, and although the NFL would be leaning more towards the left too, because what we saw with the racial justice protest over the last 10 years, I would because it was mainly prominent in the NBA and the NFL. Now, this is where things get interesting, or maybe somewhat interesting. This is a breakdown of young men between the ages of 18 and 29 of their fans of different sports leagues. Welcome back. Well, yeah, well, what I was saying though, Reg, I don't find the NBA, I thought they would be more left leaning.
No, because a lot of the athletes, if you really think about it, they don't really disclose whether they're left or right. Um, that's not really a thing, but will tell you like how they feel. Like they'll get politically involved. You'll know who's on the left, you'll know who's on the right, but it to identify as a Democrat or Republican is a completely different thing. So, it's not that shocking that a lot of them want to stay independent of those parties.
Now, now this is a partisan breakdown of young men between the ages of 18 and 29 of their fans of different sports leagues. NFL fans, 32% Democrat, 23% independent, 38% Republican.
Right.
NBA fans, 40% Democrat, 21% independent, 32% Republican. Okay, these are young men sports fans, by the way. Young male between the ages of 18 and 29. WNBA, 56% Democrat, 13% independent, 27% Republican. MLB fans, 39% Democrat, 22% independent, 34% Republican. Can you see that? Or okay, can you see that? Or
I think the fan breakdown. By the way, this is crazy. Again, you're talking 18 to 29. Um, this kind of shocks me because if the athletes themselves, um, with the old time sports like hockey and baseball, they lean more Republican, then I would think that the fans would also lean towards that direction, and that's just not the case.
throwing them all over the place here, folks. Anyway,
You're fine.
NHL fans, 28% Democrat, 23% independent, 42% Republican. MMA fans, 27% Democrat, 29% independent, 38% Republican. Like,
This is not shocking at all. I was at a Hooters one time, guilty as charged.
nothing to be ashamed of, my man. Nothing to be
And
ashamed of.
yeah, we were watching UFC, and Donald Trump was there, and everyone started fucking cheering when Donald Trump was shown on camera. So
You know
yeah,
what it is? Yeah. Aren't we supposed to have a UFC fight at the White House?
that's the plan. We'll see if that happens.
Dumbassery. We've gotta love it. But anyway, MMA. No, I could see that because a lot of like into that, manosphere stuff.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, the macho, the big muscular guy. This, da, da, da. I've noticed that a lot of those people are very like hardcore conservative, not necessarily far right wing. I think that's a little too extreme to say, but definitely leaning more towards that Republican style, like the people that just don't give a fuck and everything. So,
No, because you know what I think it is, and this is pretty interesting. And again, Matt Hemsley keeps putting me down this rabbit hole. Um, Not but he's a great guy. Matt, you're awesome. Thank you for sending me this article. Like there is this movement of men who don't watch sports and listen, everybody's entitled to their own
Mhm.
opinion. Everyone's entitled.
I mean, look, I work with a lot of male figures in the news business, that they don't give a shit. It's true. It's the truth.
No, but it's not like I just don't particularly care for it. And like those type of people don't bother me.
Yeah.
There are these people and it's kind of insane. They're saying watching sports makes you less of a man.
What? Watching sports makes you less of a man?
Yes.
That's weird. What?
Like there's one guy, why do you wear a jersey with another man's name on it?
What? Who cares?
Don't
See,
contribute to another man's vision. I'm like, you always contribute to someone else's vision. If you really don't want to contribute to anyone's vision, you got to live out in the middle of the woods, no
mhm.
electricity, no heat, no running water, have a spear, and hunt animals that way.
So a worse version of the Amish is what you say.
Yeah, that's how not contributing to anyone's vision. Anyway, okay, boxing, 33% Democrat, 29% independent, 33% Republican.
So essentially a tie.
Yeah, but boxing's fan base is slightly more liberal.
Fair enough.
Soccer fans, 39% liberal, 19% independent, 34% Republican. And the most conservative, I'm not shocked by this, golf, 30% Democrat, 13% independent, and 54% Republican. Like, that does not shock me. Does it shock you?
No.
And why does it not shock you?
Well, the president goes and plays golf all the time. So it's like, everyone loves playing golf with him and his courses too.
No, absolutely. So, yeah, no, I just found that interesting. Anything shocks you here, or
Um, I mean, I am kind of shocked that there are quite a bit of Republican WNBA fans. I will say that, but it just goes to show you the power of women, man. By the way, shout out to the WNBA ladies. They just got their new CBA and a massive pay raise. So, not enough, but I think it's like 300,000 is like their minimum salary, whatever it is. We gotta bump that up a little bit more because the men make $1 million easily. But, you know,
yeah, live
yeah. But no, I'm a little shocked that we have a lot of Republican and WNBA fans, that they do exist.
I know Republican WNBA fans exist. That's insane.
Yeah.
But no, I'm kind of shocked with baseball, but at the same time, I'm not.
No,
That it's overwhelming. The
baseball doesn't
partisan
shock.
athletes are overwhelmingly Republican.
Yeah.
Well, not overwhelming, they're slightly majority Republican.
Mhm.
Like I could see because baseball, America's apple pie. But another thing is, a lot of Hispanic players, but there are Hispanics that are
Mhm.
Republican.
Yeah. It's the truth. Whether people like it or not, that's the damn truth. Especially if you live in like Florida, Texas, like you're gonna run into Latinos that lean towards the right. Like that's That's the reality of the situation there.
But so yeah, that's so yeah, I thought that was interesting. Shout out to Matt Hemsley for sending me that article.
Hmm.
Um, okay, time for top five.
Top five.
Top five.
Because
We
we
still
can't
don't have
afford
the
it.
budget for music.
Can't afford music. So top five.
Top five. Okay, we got a fun one today. Our top
Yes.
five bucket list stadiums.
Bucket list stadiums.
So these are the stadiums we want to go to.
Hmm. It doesn't matter which sport, obviously, but still, you know, bucket
All
list
right,
stadium.
you ready to walk the road?
Let's go, baby.
All right, Reggie, number five,
Number five. I would love to go to Wembley. Wembley Stadium.
Wembley.
Yeah.
Jolly
Uh,
good.
just to catch a soccer game. You know? And again, like I don't care for soccer as much as I care for other sports, but still, like I would love to go see a soccer game over at Wembley just to get the feel of the atmosphere of the English football fan.
Oh, absolutely, because they make NFL football fans look like tea parties. No,
Tea party.
they get crazy over there,
Ooh,
folks.
they do.
They get
In
crazy over
Europe,
there.
in South America, Central America, man, like their version of football is fucking wild when it comes to the fans. Like they actually give a shit, you know, unlike us, we don't give a shit.
We give a shit.
We're trying to give a shit, We have the World Cup, so that's part of it, I guess.
The World Cup, the only time Americans actually give a shit about soccer.
You know,
But my number five is Croke Park in Dublin,
okay.
which is be part of my bucket list trip because I really want to go to. I would really like for those of you who don't know me, I would love to go to Ireland. That is like my bucket list trip right there. But no, I've seen pictures of it. It looks like a really cool stadium, and I would really like to go give it a shot.
Yeah, Bill's been talking about going to Ireland for years. I
No,
mean,
that is my bucket list trip, folks. I would love to
like,
go to Ireland.
yeah, no, I really hope that happens for you. I know for you, it's more of like a homecoming. So it's like, I hope it happens for you.
The land of my ancestors.
Hmm.
All right, Reggie, you're number four.
My number four is Lambeau Field, Green Bay, Wisconsin. Um,
Wisconsin, don't you know?
one of I mean, look, obviously, the oldest stadium in football. Um, and no, it's legendary. I just want to go to a Green Bay Packer game one day. I mean, hopefully it's against the Jets.
All right, my number four is M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore.
Okay.
I would love to go to. I would love to go there because I've been to Camden Yards. I would love to go to Camden Yards.
Mm-hmm.
I've always gone, no, I've been to Camden Yards. Sorry. I've been to Camden Yards a bunch of times, and I've always said when I saw M&T Bank Stadium, I'm like, hey, I'd like to go there, see the Giants play the Ravens, hopefully there one day.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is my number four is M&T Bank Stadium.
Just a warning about M&T Bank Stadium. It shakes.
Really?
When the crowd
I don't
goes
know if that
crazy,
makes me.
it shakes. So if you ever go there, like prepare for that. Uh, my number
Right.
three, I'm the exact opposite. I want to go to Camden Yards, the Oriole Park. Like I've been dying to get there. So yeah.
No, I've been there plenty of times. It's a beautiful stadium.
I believe you, and it looks beautiful too. So one of these days, before I leave DC, I'll make a trip out to Baltimore and go to the Orioles game.
Dude, you thinking what I'm thinking?
I mean, you can always make a road trip,
Road
even
trip.
even as a day trip where you can crash in my place,
Hey,
whatever.
dude, let's do Bill and Reg, go to Baltimore. I'd be down, you.
Totally.
I'd
Yeah.
so be down.
Yeah.
Bill and Reg take Baltimore.
Yeah. You see the Yankees kick the O's ass.
Yep.
Nothing better than watching an ass whooping.
All right. My number three is Busch Stadium in St. Louis.
Yeah, that's nice.
I've always I've always seen pictures of that. I love how the arch is just over the stadium. That just looks so cool.
Yeah.
It kind of gives me vibes when I went to the Rogers Center in Toronto when they have the CN Tower right by the stadium. It's so cool. And
Yeah.
it lights up at night when they have the roof down.
Yeah.
Really cool place.
Yeah. No, but Busch Stadium is awesome. I didn't go inside of it. I was outside of it. But no, it's a fucking cool place. Like I can first of all, it's a mixed use development. So there's a lot of like shops around and everything. Um and the another cool part about it is that it's a massive sporting community. You have Busch Stadium, and then you have the soccer team, the St. Louis soccer team. And then you have the Enterprise Center, which is the where the Blues play. So all in one strip. Pretty nice. It's all downtown. And then of course, like you said, the Arch is there. No, it's a pretty cool sporting community in St. Louis.
Okay, all right. Reggie boy, you're number two.
My number two is Wrigley Field.
All right.
Um, just because just like Yankee Stadium, it's a neighborhood stadium, right smack in the middle of a neighborhood. Um, no, like I've always thought of Wrigley. First of all, the aesthetics are amazing, outside and inside. Um, no, I just been always been fond of the beauty of Wrigley, and of course, you know, Cubs fans go crazy. So I would love to catch a Cubs game there.
All right. My number two, Lambeau Field.
Okay.
I've always want I've always wanted to go there. I've because the history that's there, and plus it's owned by the city of Green Bay, so that's pretty cool. But
Yeah.
anyway, it is. I would love to go to that stadium. Like I almost had a chance. My dad and I were talking about this, but we scrapped it. Notre Dame is playing Wisconsin there this year.
Oh, so that could have been your opportunity. You
I
could
could have
really
been,
have.
but because of some things that are going on, we scrapped
Yeah,
it.
yeah, no, yeah. It's a lot of money to travel. It's a
It
lot of money.
is.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, but no, number but I would not want to go there in like December when it's like, below cold.
Yeah.
I am freezing.
Hmm.
Yeah, so that is my number two, Lambeau Field. Reggie boy, I'm curious to see what your number one is.
Anyway, just
Been
just to
there.
watch just to watch the Yankees kick the Boston Red Sox ass. You know. No, like Fenway, obviously, again, you're talking about, one of the oldest stadiums in sports. Fenway Park is legendary, and you know, the fact that the fact when we're spoiled, Bill, we still have a lot of legendary stadiums that are still operating that are well over 100 years old. So it's like, I would love to make a trip over there, just to say, hey, look, I've been there, But I would love to preferably see Yankee win at Fenway.
My No, because I've been to Fenway. Y'all know I went to about holy shit, that was 2 years ago.
Crazy, right?
I went 2 years ago. That was Fenway is fun. It is a really fun stadium to go to. It is a real fun stadium to go to, and no one gets their asses kicked anymore. Just the big rule: don't be an asshole. Just don't be an asshole.
Yeah. And
Behave
also
yourself.
and also it would just be very nice to sing um Sweet Caroline by native New Yorker himself, Mr. Neil Diamond. You know.
Hey, I've been there. I did it in my Yankee jersey.
Hmm.
And guess how many, and guess how much shame I have.
No shit.
I have no shame.
It's a great song.
I have absolutely no shame. I did that. It was a blast.
Hmm.
Sweet Caroline, your times never seem so good. So good. But anyway, okay, you ready for my and number one?
Yep, go for it.
It was your number two, that being Wrigley Field.
Wrigley.
Yeah, no, I would love to go to Wrigley one of these days. I love, like, I I love the vine at the stadium there. I would love to go just to I would love to go see a Cubs game there.
Yeah.
Oh, that is my bucket list trip right there. I would love to go to Chi-Town and see that and just see Wrigley Field. Love to see a game there.
Yeah. It's good stuff. Like it's really cool. Um Part of me feels like if we'd gone to Wrigley before they made all those renovations and added all those scoreboards that completely covered the rooftop seats and everything, um, I think it would have been a better atmosphere. But I guess it doesn't really matter anymore.
Yeah, how do you feel when these stadiums make these renovations?
Look, if you have to keep up with the times, so I don't blame uh, teams for wanting to do that. So you got to keep up with the times.
Well, sometimes it just destroys the.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I agree with you. Like, like the Yankee Stadium really need to go through renovations? Like, I don't know. Like, um, no, but yeah, I think it's necessary to keep up with the times because as stadiums, you have all these new stadiums, you have all this new technology coming in. Like, you don't want to go to a stadium with old technology, and old seating and
Just
it has to one has to look pretty, and two, it has to be comfortable for the fans. The fan
somebody
experience matters too.
because somebody had told me when I told him I was going to Fenway, and he's a big Red Sox fan. He was like saying because he went to the new Yankee Stadium. Was the new Yankee Stadium looks cool? Fenway's just old.
That's the first I heard that.
No, no, but I like the older stadiums because you know my feelings about the new Yankee Stadium. We're a big fancy stadium in the middle of the Bronx. Yeah. All right, so there's our top five. So Reg, anything else?
I'm all good here, Bill. It's a Friday.
Friday, people. Enjoy. We made it through another week. Enjoy your weekend.
If you like what you see, and why wouldn't you?
This content's amazing.
Please subscribe to our channel. Hit the like button for every video. Um, and please, if you want to see more, sportsnetwork.com. You have a lot more of the written blogs. Mike Rifkin, Marco Lopsky, sometimes the Patch Man. They'll write up something. Sometimes Bill Murphy. Um, they'll write something. YouTube channel, as always. Socials. Please follow us there. We really appreciate the love. And Have a good weekend.
All right, we'll see you Monday, folks. Stay safe and take care.